The United Steelworkers of America are back! Yeah, reaching for that rainbow, brah. Reaching for that rainbow. Alright, it's your boy Ben Foley here, again, playing some more Norsca, United Steelworkers of America. Rocking my boy Wolfric on foot, parked in the back here. Blood Pine Woods with two groups of berserkers and two groups of marauder spearmen. The rest of my army is hiding in the woods, a bunch of wolfies. I'm playing against Ospinaezcobar, probably not getting that name right. But I've got some wolves parked in the woods on either side of me, and I've got my infantry parked way back. Let's just quickly take a look, see what we're rocking here for the United Steelworkers. This time, of course, I've got all of my favorite liquid nitrogen puppies, the Norscan Ice Wolves. Always love bringing these guys, nice and fast. Great to get at archers around the back of enemy lines, just super fast and bringing that chill damage. Then I've got one group of skin wolves without armor, regular skin wolves, and also one group of armored skin wolves hiding in the woods here, and ready to jump out when that becomes necessary. Hiding over the woods over here, I've got marauder horsemen with throwing axes, another group of skin wolves unarmored, and another group of armored skin wolves, as well as a skin wolf werekin and another group of ice wolves. Hopefully going to be able to sneak around through the woods, get in behind my opponent's army. He is Bretonnia, and he's already hitting me with a trebuchet, hitting this group of marauder horsemen with throwing axes with a trebuchet. Let's take a quick look at his army. And of course, I have Wolfric the Wanderer with those two groups of berserkers back there. But let's take a look at his army. He's got field trebuchets. He's got two sets of those, two trebuchet sets. Yep, one and two, one in his center and one on his far left. He's got, I believe this is a regiment of renown, defenders of the Fleur de Lis. They're knights errant, so a regiment of renown, armored and shielded anti-infantry. Okay, he's also got a few groups of peasants. He's got one group of peasant mobs, a group of spearmen at arms with shields, guarding the trebuchet, a group of battle pilgrims. I think he's got three of those. He's got pox arrows, peasant archers, another spearman at arms with shields. Also, he's got the Knights of the Lion-Hearted, Knights of the Realm with that sweet black and red armor. We're going to be doing some damage. What are they? They are anti-large. Okay, it's going to be dangerous to my wolves, apparently. A group of spearmen at arms with shields again over here. So he's got a nice big wide build. Another group of pox arrows. More peasant mobs. Look at these beautiful peasant mobs with their shovels and stuff. Another group of spearmen at arms with shields, and all guarding a trebuchet. And he's got two more groups of battle pilgrims and a group and the beast slayers of Bastogne. Good call against Norsca. Great anti-large foot infantry, so they're armor piercing and anti-large, so they're going to be do pretty good work against my armored skin wolves. That's basically their perfect tailor for that, but we'll see if he gets a chance to use them anyway. Let's get things rolling here properly. So it starts out over on my right flank, because he also has a group I neglected to mention of Pegasus Knights, and he's chasing my throwing axe horsey, my marauder horseman with throwing axes away. He's going to try and charge into them. I think he maybe did an attack move and he started moving the rest of his army. That was not a good move. I was focused here, and as you'll see, they've landed. They're going to try and chase my horsemen down. However, I'm going to engage them with melee with my horsemen, and the scissor, the sandwich, the Pegasus sandwich coming up, hitting the Pegasus on both sides with my wolves. It's not going to be a good time for them. You're going to see them just get melted with all this abuse they're going to be taking. They are going to be wavering and taken out of that fight almost immediately. So he's trying to circle around through the woods. However, our two groups of infantry missed each other. My wolves kind of snuck around with the werekin. Going to get a great angle on his back line. Juicy, juicy, juicy. That's just perfect. All those archers sitting out. His right flank just totally open to me now. His trebuchets opening up on my berserkers. And whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Splattering a few berserkers there, dropping a few models. That's pretty nasty. Yeah, it looks like one of them was ripped in half. That's great. So we're going to start charging immediately. The idea was I parked him so far back because I wanted to try to get him to advance and then be able to close my wolves like pincers on him. We've deleted those Pegasus Knights pretty effectively. I think they're all eliminated, basically, and routed off. So now we have this group of wolves and horsemen on the side. going to be able to close in with the pincer there. So that was a pretty good trade-off for me right away, dealing with those Pegasus Knights. He's got his Battle Pilgrims and his Beast Slayers of Bastogne in the woods here. I might have said, I don't know if I said Bastogne properly earlier, but he's going to try and pull them out at some inopportune time, I guess. He's going to try his own ambush, block me up as I advance, and hold me in place with his trebuchets. Maybe that's his thinking. But I'm already charging into his back line with my Frost Wolves, who are going to have a pretty decent time with those Spearmen at Arms shields because they are anti-large, and Wolves are not large. The Marauder Axemen also hurling stuff in. My Wolves have gotten into his trebuchet. That's perfect, causing bloody terror in his trebuchet, taking that offline, sending this group. However, here come his Knights charging into my Wolves. Oh no, that's not good. Not good for my Wolves. Probably not a good place for them to be. They're going to do some decent work as being registered now. The Tox Arrows unloading on the Werekin, however, seeming to do basically nothing. My Liquid Nitrogen Puppies charging into his archers, and over here I've closed the other side on the other trebuchet with my Wolves. Have routed off his trebuchet throwing Axemen, able to throw in against the Spearmen with the shields. So we're closing the Vice, the Wolfy Vice, on him. He's got a group of Battle Pilgrims over here. They're going to be a little sturdier, but eventually they're going to be kind of pretty well done in by both those groups of Wolves, all three groups of Wolves. Just too many Wolves. This group of Norscan Ice Wolves able to chase off all these archers, which is great. The Werekin, though, surrounded, not in a great position. He's losing, so I'm going to want to, and Lewin Leoncoeur, I forgot to mention, that's his lord, is going to come in with the Hippogriff, beating up on the Werekin, so I'm going to want to try and relieve the pressure on the Werekin by chucking some axes at the Knights. Meanwhile, back over here, those Battle Pilgrims have come out of the woods, have engaged Wulfric and my Spearmen, and not in a great position for the Spearmen, but pretty decent for the Berserkers. Wulfric not having too much problems. He's going to be winning there. I do believe I used a couple of his offensive spells against some of his peasant mob. That's not great. Not a great place for the Beast Slayers of Bastogne to be. He probably wanted those against the Wolves. They probably would have been much better defending those trebuchets. They would have been a lot more effective against the Skin Wolves, as the Berserkers are clearly, Marauder Berserkers are now rampaging. They're out of control, and that's fine because they're just focused on the Beast Slayers. Meanwhile, this group of Spears just standing here for some reason. Okay, group of peasant mobs been beaten off. Now down here in the middle, we've got these two groups of Knights surrounded completely fully by Wolves. Lewin Leoncoeur tried to chase off those throwing Axemen. I do have one group of Wolves back here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to bring them back in at some point, but we just got kind of a nasty pile. I need wants to be cycle charging with that as well. I've got a couple groups of units here that are just not doing anything right now. I guess I'm focused maybe over here, or I think I was focused on his lord, kind of kiting here. Hopefully I'll notice that I have some units that I can bring in, but it looks like we're gonna take it here because he is completely been completely disassembled. He does have one group of Spearmen at Arms still able to come in. I don't think they're going to be able to stand up to all these Wolves, especially with the throwing Axemen able to just kind of freely fire on Lewin Leoncoeur. It looks like, oh, we have another peasant mob coming against the Berserkers, but they're not going to do so great. They're all wavering over here. Lewin's wavering, shattered, and that's it. United Steelworkers of America, take the day. Let's check the kill count, shall we? All right, so 15 and 69 Wulfric. The Wolves 47, only 47 on this group, but 0 on that group. It's a little disappointing. 219 on those Norscan Ice Wolves with a value of 1313. They really paid for themselves because only about 600 gold, so they more than paid for themselves. Really happy. I do love that. I do love the Norscan Ice Wolves. One of my favorite units to use when playing Norsca. You know, everything else, like, meh. They did a lot of damage, but it was against low value targets, I guess, because he was fighting Battle Pilgrims and Peasants. Wulfric, that being, you know, damage value 439 with 103 kills. Holy cow! How about these guys, huh? But anyway, it was a good fight. Well played to Ospinaezcobar. It was really fun. Kind of having a asymmetrical battle there, as you can see he had a really wide army and I had a really small elite army, but it was a really fun asymmetrical battle, and yeah, it's the boys back home. Keep it